Yo, yo, yo. So today's topic, I wasn't going to say this for Monday, but I figure I'll talk about it now, especially with everything that's going on recently. One question that I did ponder with, and I discussed it with amongst my peers, is there a war on black men? And we've kind of seen this coming for like a while, just based off well, in recent news. I mean, we see the whole Kanye thing, how that's going down. Now, I myself don't agree with a lot of what Kanye does or says. However, it's public knowledge that he does admit to having mental health issues, and that is not being put on the forefront, or that's not being taken seriously. Whenever time somebody else of another race might do something, we always hear mental health being brought up. But here's a case where somebody actually has mental health, and I feel like that's just being swept under the rug, or nobody's really. It seems like he's got to get help for himself, but nobody's actually like pushing for him to actually get some proper help that he needs. Then we also had like the death of Takeoff, which was very unfortunate. That situation was just kind of all bad. But what also bothered me was the fact that, here's a black man's body just being recorded dying, and it's just get blasted all over social media. It's like, and we've seen this like in the past couple of years, especially with examples of police brutality, how like a black man's body can literally just be dying and just put on display for the world to see, and it just normalizes it. So now when people see a black man dying, it's like, oh, okay, another, it's not nothing that's shocking anymore, when a death should be shocking, especially an unexpected death. You don't kind of see it coming. That should be shocking to you, but it's like that trauma is just being normalized and minimized to a sense. And then most recently, with the Kyrie Irving, I really didn't find all the information about everything, but from what I pieced together, he pretty much tweeted out a movie that was based off of a book, and then now he's been like suspended from games. Nike dropped him or whatever. The first thing I did was I went and looked up the book, or I looked up the movie itself, but I'm not trying to pay to rent the movie, but I'll get the book on audio book because I got a credit. So, but I wanted to look into that because it's interesting that all it takes is for somebody to tweet out a book or a movie, and they get canceled, sort of say, which that's interesting. It puts me in the mind of in history class growing up, we learned that it was illegal for slaves to read, or is it legal for slaves to get an education? So a lot of people had to hide their knowledge, or if they were caught with a book, they had to pretend that they didn't know how to read it to avoid, public prosecution or whatever. And so that kind of mimics what I see happening with this very example. Like, here's some knowledge he's trying to put forward front, and he's instantly reminded, hey, you could be put back in your place for trying to, expand knowledge. Now, as far as I'm concerned, if the book is problematic, then it should go to there should be like a chain that there should be a chain. So, the person tweeting out the movie or the book should not be canceled. It should go to who's the author of the book, maybe who's selling the book, who's producing the book. Like, we don't, why are all of these things allowed, but the person that just simply shares it being punished? And I think we know why, but I don't know. Black men in these times, we just gotta, focus and pay attention to actually what's going on. We gotta stop being all divisive with everything. And I'm guilty of that myself. I can be divisive about a lot of stuff. But when you start seeing patterns of stuff like this happening, it should be a wake-up call for most of us. And I think a lot of us already had a wake-up call, but to those that aren't, definitely pay attention and, I don't know, figure out strategies to move forward, because it's real sketchy out here. It's sketchy.